Hey, Warrior Saints, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our Crucifixional Life stream. We're glad to have you beautiful people with us today. We are so stoked. I'm going to share a cool fact with you. COVID shut the world down on March 13, 2020. Since that day to this day, actually to yesterday, the Warrior Saints have filmed and uploaded 760 video lessons. Dang. When we counted, we were so floored and humbled and thankful to God and for all of you beautiful people. That includes all of our platforms, our daily teachings, our worship and sermons, our Warrior Saints stuff. It's, thank God, we're giving you 100%. And we got to 760. I think that's awesome. So today's 761. Love it. It's so fun. We are talking this week about an explosive and scandalous situation in the National Basketball Association. The Phoenix Suns owner, whose name is Robert Sarver, not Robert Paulson, Robert Sarver. He was accused of racism and misogyny in his organization. So he's owned the Suns for 17 years, and a group of people accused him of being racist and saying racist things and being misogynistic and whatever other inappropriate things in the organization, in his organization, as he's their owner and their leader. And as we discussed yesterday, we can't really jump to conclusions about anything in life because the big tech media stuff wants to pull us on a string and get us to jump to conclusions without having all the data. Now, like I said yesterday, I don't know him, never met him, so I don't have any skin in this game per se, but I do know that I don't know. And so before I'm ready to jump on the guy, it is let's let the NBA do their what do they call it? Investigation. Thank you, Greg. The investigation, and see what happened before we all say, right? Because if it's possible that the guy's innocent, you don't want to ruin someone like that just because a few people have, bad intentions. With that being said, as I think about it, so here's the story. The NBA is going to investigate whether he's been a racist or whatever. And in our world today, we're trying very hard to eliminate racism from the world and make everybody equal and all this kind of stuff. But it struck me as funny because so what? Like, I'm going to say some scandalous things, and you may not like what I'm about to say, but like, who in the hell does the NBA think they are that they can investigate this? Now, I know he's an owner, but listen to what I mean. Let's say for argument's sake, right? Again, I don't know Mr. Sarver. Maybe he is what they say, but, I don't know. But let's say that he is a racist and a misogynist and has these terrible thoughts and opinions about other people. You're going to legislate that? You're going to legislate his morality? Like, I realize that he, if this is the case, and maybe he's not a good owner to work for, people can refuse those jobs. The head coach, the GM, the players, the fans, everyone can boycott. I mean, that's the right. We have that right to say, I don't like this, I will not patronize that, right? But to legislate morality, in this case, to legislate that he must look at all people equal and not say specific words, seems to me dangerous. And here's why. Because who legislates that? What authoritative body legislates morality? What has happened in America today for you and I is that we have, and willingly, shamefully, turned over the legislation of our morality to the state, to the world, right? And we have, in that process, we've lost the morality and the ethos of God. Right? He's the one who should be legislating what's right and wrong, not you and I and not our government or other, big corporations. I mean, that's just not our place to do that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't even mind that so much if their legislation of morality didn't rip away and strip away all things of value, or maybe not all things, many things of value, of truth, so that we find ourselves in these chaotic waters, much like Peter when he's walking on the water toward Jesus and he looks around and sees the storm and he starts to sink. It's no wonder we're sinking, because we have turned our eye away from the prize, away from the true legislator of morality, and given it where it doesn't belong, right? Do you understand what I'm saying there? Like, it's not for my state or our country to tell me how to morally think. I mean, that's the whole idea behind America in the first place. But worse than that, and I'm not even being political, I'm just saying you and I have given away that power, that authority, taken it, if you will, from God and given it to someone else. This is the crime that you and I cannot do. God is the great legislator of morality. Does that make sense? So, and I know you know this, but it's something that we're talking about in order to make us think about it so we can redirect and reorient reorient ourselves back towards the gospel of Christ. Let's talk very quickly about that story about Peter walking on water. You know the story, right? Comes to us from Matthew 14. Chaos, storm, Jesus is walking on the water. They don't know who it is. He says, don't worry, it's me. Peter says, let me come. So he gets out of the boat and he's walking towards Christ. And he's doing something crazy. He's walking on the water, right? And then in the chapter 14, it says he saw the wind. So how do you see wind? Come on, man. But the statement is what? That he, Peter, looked away from Christ and he began to sink. Does that make sense? So when he, unoriented, whatever, he looked away from Christ, he started to sink. And that's what's happening in the world. We need to reorient our sight and focus on Jesus Christ himself. That's the key. That's what we're striving to do. And as warrior saints, we spend every day, all day, doing that. That's why we got to 760 plus videos. That's why we're doing the stuff we're doing. And that's why I want you right now to visit warriorsaints.org. Because when you get there, you're going to have an option to find a few things to help you on this journey. Because it's a little bit of chaos out there for sure. And look, it's not hopeless. We're bringing God's message of hope, and we want you to join us in that movement to become a warrior saint with us. So when you visit warriorsaints.org, you can get the book, you can get On the Way of the Warrior Saint, which is our library. This is the key one. It's $8 anyways, dude. Come on. This is the key stuff that we want you guys to be participating in, because when we do this, we're going to learn how to be warrior saints so that we find the true source of morality, the true source of ethics, which is not in the world, but only from God above. We love, excuse me, beautiful people. We will be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about a discerning mind. Until then, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.